Can everyone hear me? Let some people jump on. I was planning to do some Q&A and maybe some live calls depending on how many people jump on.
Thank you for calling Real. Can you hold, please?
The MLS is down today, so I haven't been able to look at anything, which is great. Okay. I'm gonna start making some calls.
services. I'm sorry I wasn't able. Hi, you reached.
Let's send that one a text. Okay, go on to the next one. Oops.
Your call has been forwarded to an auto. This is Amy Level.
Hey Amy, my name is Jade. I was calling about the house on Forest Street.
Yes.
Is that one still available?
Yes.
Awesome. I'm looking at it from an investment side, and I just had a couple of questions.
Okay.
I noticed that there is, it looks like it may be a commercial building next door. What is that?
That is I believe a taxidermy shop.
Oh, okay. Okay. Is this lot just zoned as residential?
It is zone residential, yes.
Okay. Awesome. Was it previously a rental or was it just owner occupied?
It was previously a rental.
Gotcha. Okay. Do you know how much it was rented out for?
It was rented out for, I think she charged $400 a month.
Oh,
And the previous house before her did for her a month as well.
okay. Do you know if I could get any more than that if I maybe fix it up a little bit more?
In that area, I would think that you could. The houses right next to it, I mean, they take very good care of their properties.
Yeah.
Of course, the thing across the street is more of a, it's like a larger rental area with much smaller units. So, I think across across the larger highway, it has some a nicer area as well. So, I mean, it's down the street from a church. It's not really a bad area to live in. I mean, I wouldn't say a bad area, but it's not really an area that people would steer people away in for some reason.
Right. So it should be pretty easy to get a tenant in there.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Is there anything, I mean, I can tell that it probably needs some paint on the outside, maybe some flooring, paint on the inside. Is there anything like, does the roof need to be replaced? Is there plumbing issues, HVAC?
Just because I didn't want any surprises, and the owner has actually never seen the property.
Oh,
and
wow.
the tenants had to be evicted because they had not paid her. So,
oh, gosh.
Yeah. But because of all of that, I went ahead and recommended a pre-inspection.
Yeah.
So if you want to give me your email, I can send you that pre-inspection.
Okay.
Kind of fully disclose what we know about it.
Yeah. I'll text you over my email.
Okay.
Have you guys had any offers so far?
We have had one investment offer that was, a lot lower than what she was hoping to get from the property. And then I have another gentleman that actually wants to live in the property, but he's from out of town, and so we haven't been able to meet up and see the property yet. So that's kind of within the next couple weeks.
Gotcha.
Other than that, nothing that's stuck, really.
Okay. I'll look at it from just a cash point of view and see where our numbers land. And then we also buy a lot of properties on like monthly payments. So on terms, we would just give her her price, sometimes even more, and pay her on a monthly payment. Do you think that that's something that might appeal to her?
She's actually kind of come up with her own owner financing thing.
Okay.
That she's presented to other buyers, and so I'm sure she'd be open to that. She's hoping to get monthly income, which she wasn't, of course, from the renters that were there, which they had to be evicted. So, I think she'd be open to that.
Okay. What kind of terms was she hoping for?
She was looking at. She broke it down by just the term. Of course, a longer term, she was, gonna gross more than if it was a shorter term.
Yeah.
She lowered the payments on a shorter term, obviously. So, but it all ended up being about, I think the lowest was the $54,000 that we have it at right now, I believe.
Okay. And did she already come up with like what she wanted as a monthly payment and down payment?
She said, like, as far as down payment, she wants to be able to have her closing costs covered and then my fees covered.
Okay.
Like, that's the only thing I want to make sure and take care of.
Okay.
And then, but.
Okay. Did she have an idea of what she would ideally want to cash flow every month?
I know her lowest price for the shortest amount, I believe, was $400 a month. I'd have to look. I have it in the email somewhere that I could send you.
Okay.
But as far as I remember off the top of my head, that's what I think it was, $400 a month.
Okay. Well, let me do this. I'll text you my email address and you can send me the inspection report and then any additional information you had on the financing. And then we'll shoot over an offer that's cash and then also financing and just kind of go from there to see what's a better fit.
Okay, that sounds good.
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate it.
Thank you. You too. What's your name again?
My name is Jade.
Jade. Okay.
Yes,
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. All right. Bye.
Bye.
$400 a month in rent. If you have questions, throw them in the chat. If you need help with your leads, oh, you know what? Let me put. If you need help, want to help with your leads, whether it's closing, underwriting, you can submit that to the link that I just posted, and we will take a look at it, underwrite it, send out an offer for you, and follow up to close it. And then we'll JV on that. So if you have anything you want to JV on, anything you need help getting to the closing table, you can submit it to that link right there. I gotta find something to call on. I was hoping just to pull stuff from the MLS, but the MLS is down. Let's see. Maybe I should do a follow-up call instead of the cold call. Okay, I'm gonna do a follow-up call on this offer that we sent out. I haven't spoke with the agent. We've been playing phone tag since the offer went out, so let me call her. It's been on about 2 months.
Unfortunately, I am unable to answer.
Let's try one more time.
Unfortunately, I am unable.
Well, I'll probably stay on for a couple more minutes, maybe like 10 more minutes, unless people ask questions, submit deals. I'll hop off until next week. Myron and I, let me see, I think we're going to go live on Tuesday, which is the 8th. We're going to go live on Tuesday the 8th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. just talking about our team, how we run business. I don't think we're going to do any live calls. We'll probably do a bunch of Q&A and just going through a day in the life type of thing. So you guys can get notified on my YouTube channel and Myron and Carolyn's YouTube channel. I'm trying to find something else to call because that's the ones I've called have not answered. So let's do this. I'm actually going to do another follow-up call on an offer that we sent out. The agent never got back to us, so let me call her.
Hello, this is Kat.
Hey Kat, my name is Jade. I was calling about the listing on Kipling Street.
Yeah, what would you like to know about it?
We had sent over an offer the other day. It came from one of my partners, Jessica, and I just wanted to check in and see if you had a chance to present it.
That was through the performance deed stuff?
Yeah, taking over the mortgage.
Got it. Yeah, we're still investigating. So I think he's talking to an attorney
Okay.
to see how he feels about it. So we'll get back to you because it's an unorthodox offer. We're going to need an unorthodox amount of time to process.
Sure.
So maybe by the end of the week, you'll hear our decision.
Okay. Do you guys need like a title company recommendation, lender recommendation, anything like that?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, if we can help with anything or answer any questions, please let me know.
Okay. Thanks for your follow-up.
Thank you. All right. Bye. Talking to the lawyer. Let me cut that. Okay. Next call. Let's see who we're calling. Hey, Dana. Thanks for hopping on. I have made a couple calls. If you guys have any questions. Hey, Carolyn and Myron. A lot of agents are answering. I think it's too late in the day. They're off work. Dana, we're still waiting on that mortgage statement, just FYI. They're taking their sweet time. Hi, Abraham. How's it going? Are you still making calls? I'm trying to pick out what to call next, guys. I was hoping just to randomly pick them out through the MLS, but the MLS is giving me a hard time today. It's been down all day. So we could just call on some cash deals. That'd probably be, should be, yeah, hopefully it is. They seem to be pretty on board, so. But agents are sneaky and like to leave out the fact that there's arrears. So that's fun. Yeah, I agree. You guys have any feedback for me on the time of day to do these lives? I would like to have just a standard time every Wednesday. Is this too late in the day? Oh my gosh. Great point, though. Dana said just to consider Subto alone, it took 6 different follow-ups, which is very, very, very common. Fortune is in the follow-up, especially when it comes to creative finance. A lot of agents have never heard of it, or they're just weary of it, are getting bombarded with calls about it and think it's sketchy. They're just not ready to deal with it, right? They want what they're used to, which is conventional offers, cash offers. It's simple. They know it. They know how to do the paperwork. They know how to talk to their client about it. And then you're trying to bring up something that's totally untraditional and they don't know how to explain it to their client. They don't understand the paperwork. So it can take a lot just to get them to the point of being open to it. But if you can stay on top of your follow-up and stay top of mind, there's a good chance you'll get the deal if it comes down to it. And also keep in mind that Subto might not be the best option for the sellers, just depending on the situation. There's plenty that we've sent offers on that ended up getting a traditional offer and sold on the market, which is probably best for them. Abraham, haven't made any calls this week. Why not? Is it a mental block, or have you just really been busy? Is there something I can help with? Do you need like a battle buddy? There was one agent. I'll talk about a deal that we just got under contract. Just speaking of follow-up, this agent was actually super, I don't know if I would use the word super actually, but she was receptive to the idea of Subto really on the first call. And we had a couple follow-up calls going through objections, going through how we run our business, going through the contract, all of that. And she did end up admitting to me that she had many Subto offers before ours, had many calls before ours, and she simply turned it down because it looked just to be too much. It looked too confusing. It looked too untraditional. So she turned them down. She straight up told me that, I saw it, I didn't know what it was, and I said no to all of them. So I've heard that so many times in the past month of sellers and agents just flat out saying, hey, I didn't understand this, so I just said no. So there are a lot of agents that can be gatekeepers just because they don't understand and they don't know how to explain it to their client. But like I said, if you keep following up, we just happened to get that agent at the right time where she had been sitting on the market for a while. The sellers were getting antsy. They're making this mortgage payment every month on a house that they don't live in. So we just happened to make a call at the right time. We built really good rapport and trust, and we got a contract signed. So stay on top of them and know that it takes time. Not holding yourself accountable, getting distracted too easy. My follow-up question would be getting distracted with what? Is it like shiny object syndrome where one week you want to be a real estate investor and the next week you want to be an Amazon seller? Or I guess, what do you mean by that? And I definitely understand the holding yourself accountable. I think that's where having a team, a battle buddy, something like that can be really helpful when like for example, on our team, we have a daily meeting with everybody. So that's accountability on its own, right? Every single day, you know that you're going to see these people, you know that you're going to have to tell them what you've been doing, what you've been working on, or what you haven't been doing. So that alone really makes you accountable to them and to yourself. So if you need a battle buddy, I will be your battle buddy. Do you guys have any more questions or any questions for me? Anything specific you'd like me to talk about? For anyone that jumped on recently before I said this, on the screen is a deal submission link. If you need help underwriting your deals, sending offers, getting your deals closed, you can submit it to that link for us to take a look at, and we will JV it with you and help you get it to the finish line. I'm open to any feedback on these lives. If y'all have feedback on the time, on the agenda, anything, I'd love some feedback. I'm looking, unless we have any more questions, I think I'm going to make. I'm just looking for a listing to call. Maybe. That'll most likely be a cash deal. I feel like I already called on this one. I have 7 offers out today and a lot of follow-up on old leads. Nice. Yeah. Beginning of the month, I like to go back to the previous months of offers we've sent out and follow up on all of them, see what's sold, what's under contract, what's still available. That's what I've been doing today as well, is just following up those agents to see if we can make anything shake this month. Oh my gosh. Some of these listing photos crack me up. Hey, is this Donna?
This is Donna.
Hey, Donna. My name is Jade. I was just calling about your listing on Kushla Street.
Yes,
Is that one still available?
it is. It's still available.
Okay.
Been on the market a little while. It needs lots of work.
Okay. That's not a problem. That's actually what we're looking for. But I was curious if it looked like the bathroom might have some water damage and plumbing issues. Is that the case?
I'm sure from the appearance, yes. I'm sure I'm not an expert, of course.
Yeah.
But I feel like it probably does.
Okay.
Just to be completely transparent with you.
Yeah.
There's a lot of work that needs to be done. Here's my issue. It's on the market for $180. The owner is very, very sweet elderly lady but she does not live there. She has a month-to-month tenant there.
Mm.
She does not want to consider any offer less than $170,000 right now.
Okay.
And I've been working on that.
Yeah. She giving you a hard time?
Yeah, I haven't gotten anywhere. It's really hardly,
Yeah.
with that. So
Okay.
I want to be transparent with you about it because I'd love to sell it to you.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Okay.
So if you would like to make an offer, I'm happy to accept it and present it to her. Don't know if she'll consider it, but I would keep your offer for when something actually changes as well.
Right. Do we know anything about like the roof, HVAC, anything like that?
So when I was in the home one day, letting somebody see it, the tenant has to always be there, and he was there, and I noticed that he had a unit, a window unit.
Mm.
And I asked him, and he said, "Well, I don't think it worked. I think the AC works, but I just use that in my room." So I'm going to say,
Oh gosh.
If it works or not. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to be honest.
Oh no, I love the honesty.
It's really not in great shape.
Yeah.
And I feel bad. I really want to sell it, but if I can't get her to come down or realize that we've got to do this, I don't know what I can do.
Yeah.
So,
how much does that tenant currently pay?
I honestly do not know. I'm going to tell you, it's a month-to-month tenant, and it's a relative.
Okay.
So she hasn't told me.
Yeah.
Probably very little, and he understands that the house is for sale, and if it sells, he's got to move.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I can definitely come up with a cash offer for you. Have you guys been getting quite a bit of lowball offers that she's just not liking?
Yeah, I mean, I have I've got a spreadsheet. I have about 15 or 16 offers, and I'm about to add 4 more.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
She's making your life hard.
Well, yeah, because, I'm spending more time on this than I am on other things.
Yeah.
And, we all need more than one.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand.
We've got to pay attention to other clients, so here we are.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, I can definitely get you a cash offer. Something else that I was thinking is we buy a lot of properties on terms as well. So we have a lot of sellers like this that really want their high price. And so we'll give them their price, but they'll just take it in monthly payments. Do you think she'd be open to that?
No, I don't. I mean, if you could outline the terms and I could present it to her in an email, I think that would be helpful. But honestly, she's elderly and she really just wants to get cash because she's wanting to move to the country.
Okay.
With her son. So
okay.
Yeah, I feel certain that she really is wanting cash. But you know what? I'll try anything.
Yeah, just to get it done, right? Yeah, because with the terms, typically what we'll do is if they're willing to accept that, we'll, of course, give her a down payment, and then we'll take care of your commission and closing cost, so she doesn't have to worry about that part. So that way you'll get paid, and she can walk away with some money in her pocket.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I can't guarantee she'll do it, but it can't hurt to try it.
Yeah. Okay, so you just want me to put together some preliminary terms just to present to her and get the conversation started?
Yeah, if we can, try to talk to her about it, that'd be great.
Okay. Well, let me put something together, and then I'll also put together a cash offer, and that way you'll have two to present to her, and she can compare and contrast and see what she thinks.
Yeah, it can't hurt.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, well, I appreciate your time, and I wish I could tell you something that would make it easier on both of us.
No problem. You know what? We'll get the offer submitted, and hopefully that'll spark something and get a conversation going.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
All right. Bye. I actually don't know. I should have asked her if this house was owned free and clear. I was just assuming because of the situation. But so I'm not. Oh, okay. Let me catch up on comments. Hi, Joel. You have offers to submit and you're freaking out on that part. Why are you freaking out? If you need help submitting offers and following up, then you can submit the deals to my link on the screen and do some deals with us. We'd be happy to help. I'm not pitching creative right away, just asking about lowball offers. Yeah, I mean, I always ask what offers they've had because that tells a lot of pain, right? If they're obviously still on the market for a while. This one's been on the market for 68 days, which isn't a terribly long time, but of course they've gotten some offers, and this house is clearly a fixer-upper. It's super outdated. There's only 4 pictures for one, It's super outdated. In the picture in the bathroom sink is literally like caving in. There's cracks all around the toilet. Like there's a hole in the wall. So, I mean, I know that she's just getting lowball cash offers for sure. So I just asked that. She told me she got like 16 of them. And then, of course, they always say that they think the seller isn't going to like terms, but this agent is super sweet and she's ready to get paid. She is stressed out. She straight up said, I'm spending too much time on this listing and need to get it sold. So I think she'd be willing to at least have the conversation with us because she just wants to get paid. Yeah, let's make some calls. Ideally, I would like to bring people on stage and make calls together. Yeah, let me actually write this address down. I'm going to need to go look. Like I said, I actually have no idea what the mortgage information is. I just assumed that it was free and clear, and she didn't say that it wasn't, so. One question, how can I make them feel comfortable setting up an appointment to talk with you guys, with their seller and the agent? I'm not sure if I come on too strong, trying to overcome that hurdle. So typically the chain of events whenever people are JVing with us is they would have the initial call, get the initial information, submit all the information to that link. We then underwrite it, send out the offer. And at that point, I would probably have you call the agent, say, hey, just making sure you got our offer. When's a good time for you to get on the phone with my partner, Jade, or whoever? And then we would set a time and you and I would do a group call with the agent. And typically I'd have that conversation first, just with the agent and us. And, you know, if we're getting somewhere, then I try to pull the seller on, but off the bat, I typically am not like, let's just get the seller on unless I can tell that they're super confused about how to talk about it. But yeah, chain of events, you get the information, submit it, we send the offer, you follow up, make sure they got it, set an appointment for you and I to have a group call with the agent, and then take it from there. It is extremely helpful, though, to get the seller on the phone. So after we've had that initial conversation, I usually say, hey, why don't we get you and the seller on the phone? That way I can answer both of your questions. Everyone can be on the same page. Everyone can hear how we operate. And that way the seller can make an educated decision. I always say that because I feel like it's hard for the agent to be like, oh, no, I don't want them to make an educated decision. They're usually like, yeah, you're right. We should definitely do that. Any other questions? I have to keep track of what I'm calling. I just start calling and then I forget what I actually called. Questions, feedback, concerns, deals that you need help on. More calls. So what are some disqualifications we need to do for them? Usually being the buyer and the problem solver over the person chasing the deal. Are you asking how do you disqualify deals that you're submitting to us? I believe everything that we are having people submit needs to be under 100K of equity. And if they do have quite a bit of equity, then I wouldn't say this is necessary, but ideally you would have already asked the agent, hey, has your seller thought about taking payments on their equity? And just kind of having that conversation up front so the agent knows what to expect. But if you don't feel super comfortable, then not a huge deal. Just as long as it's under 100K of equity, I can have that conversation once we've submitted the offer. And yeah, you never want to be the person chasing that deal. You're just. I really like third-party stories. This is how I've helped this seller in the same situation. Does the agent usually say the seller is not interested in seller finance Subto as a defense mechanism, or genuinely not open to it? How to dig deeper? I don't know if you were on here, but I was talking about before. It's just agents are lazy for one, and they also just want to stick to what they know. So what are you taught in agent school? What are you taught in day-to-day? All you do is accept conventional FHA, VA, cash. If it's not those offers, then it's too weird. It might be sketchy. It might be illegal. They just don't know how to. They don't know how to do it. They don't know how to read the paperwork. They don't know how to write the contracts. They don't know how to explain that to their clients. So if they don't know how to explain it to their clients, they're probably going to gatekeep and go ahead and say that they're not interested, right? Or if they feel like they don't understand how they're going to get paid on that, they might just say no up front. So I always, in the first conversation, like to emphasize how they're going to get paid. But even that, sometimes it's just the idea of Subto and seller finance alone is just too confusing and too unconventional that they don't want to talk about it. I've had, I was telling a story before. I've had multiple agents and sellers in the past month on the phones that literally just said, oh, I didn't understand this, so I just said no. I had a seller that we sent an offer 2 months ago, I believe, and she wanted to revisit it. And as soon as I got the seller on the phone, she straight up was like, I just didn't understand what this offer was, so I said no. It wasn't necessarily because of the offer. I just literally didn't understand what the offer was, and the agent didn't know how to explain it, so they just turned it down. And I think that happens a lot. We just got one under contract that she told me she had several Subto calls, and she said no. And she told me the reason why she said no is because it was just unconventional, weird, and she never saw it, so she didn't want to deal with it. And we just happened to call at the right time. And build rapport. Building rapport and getting them to trust you also helps a lot. By disqualifications, meaning disqualifying the property, like asking why not renting, what happens if they don't sell. Yeah, definitely. You want to figure out their situation. Why are they moving? Why are they selling? What are their plans? Yeah, what happens if they don't sell? If an agent says, oh, they don't need to sell, they just want to. I had one the other day. Oh, he just wants to buy a house by the lake. Doesn't need to sell. Okay, that's probably not one to spend too much time on. Some agents hate the word investor or saying problem properties. Yeah, I think there's just stigmas around it. I usually don't say I am an investor. I just say I'm looking for rentals or I'm looking for fix and flips. I just describe what I'm doing, which all the same, but yeah, we're interested in anywhere in Texas. Okay, let me try to find one more to call. Maybe I'm having a hard time finding good ones on the fly. Yeah, rapport is everything. If you can build rapport and get them to like you, it goes a really long way. There's a lot of people that call about creative and are just, why don't you know this? Or you're an agent, you're supposed to know this, and just come off really rude and probably hurts the agent's ego. They're never going to give you the deal when you do that. Found East Texas to be easy. Yeah, if people aren't calling in the market, it's definitely a lot easier than agents that are getting a million calls a day. They just get tired of it. And they feel like every person is the same. They're dogs puppies. Yeah, I agree. They get so bombarded. I kind of feel bad for them, but it's their job. So yeah, I get a lot that as soon as you call, oh my gosh, you're the 16th person that's called today. Not interested. Click. Are you guys still doing good in saturated markets? Is there a way you lower the guard or you hit a different list? Yeah, we do saturated markets. Still getting deals in saturated markets. I'm trying to think of how to answer this. I think that part of it is just building rapport. I think that sometimes it's as simple as the 15 other people that called before you didn't overcome the objections. I had one yesterday that we sent an offer on, and she was like, oh no, we've had 6 of these Subto offers, not gonna work. Okay, I started digging in. She started telling me why. I overcame all the objections, and it's like she never heard anything that I just said, and she completely started reconsidering it. So sometimes it's just, you just need to figure out how to sharpen your skills and do things that other people aren't doing. You can still be successful in the saturated market. You just got to be better and follow up. You can also just stay on top of them. A lot of people aren't following up, so.
Message system 2 1.
Oh, my phone's freezing up.
Your call has been forwarded.
No, she texted and said she can't talk right now. Any other questions? Joel, are you still going live every day? I don't know what is going on in this house. Abraham, your last comment. What did you say? The one about not holding yourself accountable. Is that what you're talking about? What did I say to that comment? I think I was asking, like, what do you mean by getting distracted too easily? Like, do you mean you stop making calls and try to go be an Amazon seller? Like, what do you mean by getting distracted? And then for 2, I was just talking about accountability. I would get an accountability buddy or a team or something that will hold you accountable. So I was talking about how our team has daily meetings, and it's extremely helpful in holding everyone accountable because everyone knows that tomorrow I'm going to have to go talk to the team and tell them what's going on and tell them what I've been doing or what I haven't been doing. So just having person or persons that you have to check in with every day and tell your goals to and tell them what you've been doing or what you haven't been doing. And I said that I would be happy to be your accountability buddy if you need it. I guess the best way to get the agent open to terms is to take them on a date. So hard without accountability. You need someone to be on the other side. Yeah. Yeah, doing it alone is hard. It's very hard. For the first, I don't know, like 8 or 9 months of being in Subto, I was just trying to do it on my own. Just lead gen, all kinds of different lead gen, just trying to figure it out, not really asking for help, not really talking to anyone, not getting accountability buddies, just I'm going to be a lone wolf and do this. And it was really hard. And I didn't start getting consistent deals until I started teaming up with people. And being a part of a team has changed everything. It's, first of all, it's just funner to be doing it with other people, right? It's just, it makes it more exciting to have friends that you're doing it with, and they also hold you accountable. And you also have people to bounce ideas off of and improve with and all the things. Yeah, of course, I'll be anyone's accountability buddy that needs it. I'm happy to do that. Easily distracted with social media. Yeah. Lots of YouTube, so you're probably like in a cycle of just soaking up a ton of information and not taking any action. Let me think of what advice I have for that. I think you just have to set time limits on yourself. Like, okay, I get to watch one YouTube video today, and I'm going to take one thing from that YouTube video, and I'm going to go spend the rest of the day implementing that one thing and taking action. So, whatever it is, right? You go and watch a video of Paces. You're going to watch one video. You're going to pick out one piece of advice that he either did or gave on that call, and you're going to go focus on that one thing all day while you're making calls. That's probably the easiest thing. If you have an iPhone, there's, like things like the focus work where it shuts down your phone and you are forced to work for that. Time blocking. I have to make calls between 1 and 4, and I can't look at Instagram once, that type of thing. Yeah. I don't know. The easiest thing to me is just an accountability buddy, someone you gotta talk to. I feel like as soon as you feel like you have to go, quote unquote, report to someone, that you're most likely gonna do the thing, right? Versus you're just relying on yourself to keep yourself accountable. Yeah. Yeah, it's easy to get stuck in the knowledge loop, but the easiest way to learn is also just going to do it. For anyone who wasn't on here earlier, Myron and I are going live on Tuesday, not for 12 hours, but for 3 hours from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, just talking about the business, talking about the team, how we do things, how we operate. I actually don't know what all the agenda is, but that's what I'm guessing. I'm just showing up, y'all. So I hope to see y'all there. I'll figure out how to put it on my YouTube so you can get notified, and then you can also go to Carolyn and Myron's YouTube to get notified. Learning from other people's experience is the fastest way. Yeah, learn from their mistakes, but also remember that you don't have to know everything. You don't have to have all the answers to all your questions, because odds are you're probably not even going to need a lot of those answers once you're in there, right? There's very minimal information you need to do things. I think you might even do better if you're just going in blind. Hey, Steven, what's up? Steven and I have been working a deal for a bit, and we're trying to get to the finish line. Hopefully, we'll get to the finish line this week. That'd be really fun. Working on 2 more. Heck yeah. Closing deals. Thanks to Pace on the Lost Wholesale Hotline for making me do it. Wouldn't have done it without. Yeah, that's a good point of making sure you have friends that make you do things that are uncomfortable. I was at community camp this past week, and that was just one of the biggest lessons is the people you surround yourself with is obviously super important. And when you surround yourself with people that are doing big things and force you to get uncomfortable and do big things, and it just changes everything, right? You need those people that are like, why aren't you doing this? You need to go do this, and give you no choice and just make you go do it. Those are the type of people you need. Would I be open to going live with us? Who's us? Who are you going live with? Any more questions? I was only planning on staying on an hour, but I feel like everyone jumped on towards the end. Do y'all think later in the day, it's 5:40 Central Time, do y'all think later in the day is better? What are y'all's thoughts? I have a question. Yeah, shoot me a question. Yeah, I'll go live with you, Joel. Steven, what's your question? Three to four. Yeah, I started at 4:30, and I feel like it was really slow for the first 30 minutes. Yeah. When an agent is not returning calls, is it okay to call the broker? I did that once and I got the ball rolling. I mean, yeah, it's okay. I guess it just depends. If I did that, I'd probably. The only reason I'm hesitant is you don't want to burn that bridge, right? Where they're like, oh, this buyer just called my broker and got me in trouble, and it can cause tension. But if you maybe call the broker and just come off super sorry, I lost my train of thought. Super like innocent, like, oh hey, I'm calling about this house and I just can't get a hold of the agent. Do I have the right number? I've called several times. Like, just instead of being like, this agent doesn't pick up, and kind of being ugly about it, if you're being super nice and just kind of curious, I think that'd be fine. But I'm always careful to step on agents' toes, because as soon as you piss them off, you're definitely not going to get a deal. Why not set up a call between the agent and the broker? It's just unnecessary, in my opinion. Unless the broker wants to be involved, but most of the time the broker is off being so busy that they are not jumping in on every call for every single listing that goes through the brokerage. It's just kind of unnecessary to have brokers on the call. Yeah, if you did it gently, then I think it's fine. Something that I've found, it hasn't worked every single time, but it has worked, is if I'm getting ghosted by an agent after a while, like if I've followed up several times and I'm still not getting a response, I'll email or text them and just say, hey, are you still the listing agent for this? And that gets a lot of responses. I think that they, as soon as I see that, they're probably like, oh no, they're going to go to my seller or go to a different agent or whatever. So a lot of times they reply. Yeah, if he builds rapport with the broker, then that's super helpful. I'm sure he'll try to push for you in the deal. It really does work. Try it. Most of the time, they're still like, yes, not interested, but at least they answered. The biggest struggle I've been having is with direct agents. They usually are straight to the point, so it gets hard to find all the motivation. How do you speak to them? Just be direct with them, get direct right back. And I'm guessing you mean like agents that are, yeah, straight to the point, kind of dry personalities, don't really want to talk, one-worded answers. Other times there's not a whole bunch you can do other than keep up your normal flow of conversation. I just keep asking my questions. I just continue the conversation and let them be dry. I mean, just be direct back and keep asking more questions. Usually with them, I'll just straight up ask, like, why are they moving? What's wrong with this house, right? Because they don't care for you to beat around the bush. So just straight up ask the questions. Yeah, I feel the fear of age. I am pretty young and I started pretty young. I started wholesaling when I was 19, and that's always been a big insecurity for me, especially when I became a real estate agent at the age of 20. And yeah, I definitely was like, who's going to let me sell their house when I'm 20 years old? Who's going to, help let me wholesale their house when I'm 19 and can barely sign a contract? I think it comes down to confidence. If you can sound confident, you know what you're talking about, they'll go with it. I've closed plenty of deals, and every once in a while, I get asked how old I am because they're obviously realize that I'm young and they're curious, but it honestly hardly ever comes up. Actually, the other day, and honestly, that only happens on the agent side of things. It did happen the other day on direct agent. We had a Zoom call with myself and another one of our callers on the team, and it was us two, the agents, and the seller on Zoom call, and we had a whole conversation breaking down Subto, going over objections, all the things, and at the end, the seller was like, just curious, how old are y'all? Because y'all look really young, and of course, I'm young, and then I think the other caller on our team, I think he's 20 or 21, something like that. So we tell him, and he's like, wow. He's like, I'm not, saying that in a bad way. Y'all really know what you're talking about. Like, I'm highly impressed. He was only 28, so he's like, I'm highly impressed that y'all are doing this and know all this, and I wish I would have been doing that. So it didn't hurt us, but it was very much like, dang, y'all are young telling us all this. But hardly ever does that come up, honestly. I think it just, you can sound confident and know what you're talking about, they're probably not going to question you. Yeah. Imposter syndrome got more severe the more I learned. I think I agree with that. Yeah. When I first started, I was like, who cares? I'm just gonna call, and I don't know, you just gotta do it. Most likely they're actually gonna respect that you're young. Most of the time. Yeah, Abraham, go make some calls. And let me know if you need help. Let's squad up, let's do some deals. If you need accountability buddy, like I said, I'm happy to do that. Be that. Okay, if there's not any more questions, I think I'm going to call it a day. I do plan on doing this every Wednesday. I might tweak the time a little bit, I'm not sure. And like I said, Myron and I will be going live on YouTube again next Tuesday. What do you mean what happens when we send you deals in JV? We both get paid. We make money. I mean, the expectations are that you have gotten as much information as you can up front, that you've built some rapport, that you've gotten some motivation. Ideally, that you've brought up Subto or seller finance. And sorry, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, you have brought up what the deal is with the agent so they kind of have an idea of what the offer is going to be. And then the expectation from there is that we're going to send the contract and that you'll follow up to make sure that they got the contract. And then you're going to try to set an appointment with either myself. Yeah, it'll probably be me. You'll set an appointment with me to do a 3-way call. And we'll try to get the deal closed from there. Yeah, hopefully we're about to close on with Dana. We have a contract out, and we're hoping to have it signed any day now. I haven't done that for 2 or 3 weeks. Oh my gosh, yeah, the ones that are super motivated, every 2 days I'm calling them. Open to cash offer. Yeah, we're closing cash deals as well. It doesn't just have to be creative finance. We're looking for cash deals. That's actually most of the calls I was making just now was for cash deals. A lot of the follow-up today, even on ones that we've sent creative offers, if they're not open to the creative offers, I'm always like, okay, cool. Do you have any cash deals for us to look at right now? Oh my gosh, Joel, submit that to us so we can get an offer out and get everyone paid. So what should I do to those I didn't follow up on? I'm getting more nervous to follow up as time goes on. For those, I mean, if you want to JV with us, then I would go ahead and submit that to the link that let me put it on here again. Go ahead and submit it to the link. We'll get the offer out. We try our best. We're actually looking for an integrative partner that will send out offers. We just lost the person that has been sending our offers, but anyways, as soon as an offer or a deal is submitted, we try to get the offer out within 24 to 48 hours. So I just posted the link in the chat. If you will go to that link, you can submit the deal and we'll work. Joel, if you submit those tonight, I will put it as priority to get those done ASAP. Some we're going to send off market deals. Yeah, absolutely. Are you saying like the ones you're supposed to send offers on? They were also going to send you off market ones? Yeah, well, we can send the offer this week and then follow up. Hey, wanted to make sure you got that. Also, carry that conversation. Also, did you have anything else for us to look at? Yeah, submit it tonight. Anything else, guys, before we hop off until Myron and I go live Tuesday, and then I'll be back live every single Wednesday doing Q&A, making live calls. I would love to pull people on the screen and do calls together. I think that would be fun. Nervous. The more you do it, the less nervous you are. Yeah, Joel, if you want to, I'm going live next Wednesday. I can pull you on screen and we can make calls together. Thank you, guys. I don't know if it's on the screen. My Instagram I'm sure that's how you guys all got here, but my Instagram's on the screen. Go DM me if you need an accountability buddy, if you have any questions, any feedback, any deals, you can submit to the deals link. I'll see you guys next week.